It's Online Biz Real Talk today, and we have an incredible subject with many business partners from all over the world. I was just saying that we have literally people lined up here from all countries, from the Philippines, from Ireland, from Pakistan, from France, or should I say Montreal, from Mexico, from Africa,
From Barcelona.
me, all over. I don't even know, US, Canada, European background.
She's all
So
over the world.
we have a lot of amazing business partners, but the spotlight today is on one of my favorite business partners and personal friend of mine from Vancouver, Paulo. Juan Paulo is a healthcare worker, and he has literally blown up in this business and surpassed his income, I would say, 2-3 times during this whole business and his adventure. And he's still doing healthcare. That's where his heart is, but he chooses, when he wants. It doesn't have to be his full-time gig. So I'm really excited to interview you. All of us are going to be interviewing. We're going to be doing this every Saturday. We're going to be interviewing our most successful business partners from all around the world. And without further ado, I'll let you introduce yourself, Paulo. And and then each of us will ask you a question.
Sorry, I was just trying to find the mute. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching, and thanks for everyone watching around the world. Hi, I'm Paulo Perlez. My background is Filipino. I was born in the Philippines, but moved to Calgary, Canada when I was a baby. So Calgary is my hometown. And currently I reside in Vancouver, BC. And as Georgia mentioned, I'm in healthcare. My background's in nursing. Don't let this young exterior fool you, but I've been nursing for close to 19 years now. And so I've did my training at University of Calgary. I worked at Foothills Hospital, and then I moved out to Vancouver, worked at Vancouver General Hospital, worked in the inpatient hospital there. Then moved out to England for a year and worked at US hospital there for GI surgery. And then I got into research oncology. So I moved back to Calgary and worked at Tom Baker, working for GI clinical trials oncology. So I did that for a couple of years and then moved out to Vancouver and worked at BC Cancer, where I worked with gynecology cancers, GI cancers, sarcomas, brain cancers, and very rare cancers as well. So I did that for a few years. And then I burnt out. I burnt out severely because with healthcare, even before the pandemic, we're already short staff. And within my industry, it's a very niche industry. We just can't pull in a nurse and go into our unit because you have to be properly trained for each individual study. And it's sort of like a higher level training. And so I was working along my colleague, working a 3-nurse workload for almost 2 years. And so I severely burnt out and quit nursing and went into pharmaceutical companies. So I worked for Bristol Myers Squibb for a couple of years, and I was doing auditing for clinical trials. I still stayed with clinical trials oncology, but did on the back end where I monitored and made sure the data that was being inputted was correctly. So I did that for a couple of years. Great experience. I got to work from home, but the downfall, I was working 10, 16-hour days. So I'd be going on site, working for 8 hours, and then coming home, typing up reports, sending out letters to the doctors. And it was just a very stressful period where it started eating away at my personal life. And I burnt out a second time. Like I was hating work. And I was on the computer so much that my visual ability was getting affected. And I couldn't, after maybe 8 hours of being in front of the computer, I couldn't see my vision would be blurry. So I ended up quitting and then went back into oncology, clinical trials, nursing, but casual. So I was doing that for a bit. So, and now I'm doing a contract job. I was doing a contract job. My last day was on Friday, where I was helping with this implementation of a patient medical program system in BC, all of British Columbia. And yeah, it's kind of sad. Like I love what I do, but with this last job, they didn't really show appreciation. I didn't even get a proper send off with all the hard work that I put into this job and how to help get things set up. None of that. And it just reminded me that having my business, having this is what is driving me to keep pursuing this business, because this is what's going to eventually help me retire from nursing at some point. And my goal is probably by next year or end of next year. End of next year, I'll be retiring from nursing. and doing this full time. So that is my ultimate goal. So yeah, that's in a nutshell my journey of like being a nurse. So you can, as you can tell, like I've done a lot in my nursing career, and having this business has really help remind me that there are better opportunities out there, in a way, that I can help other people in a different setting. And I'm excited to show people that there is a way out of the whole 9 to 5 or working the shift work, working so much that you forget to not forget you are not able to spend that quality time with seeing milestones within your family, like if your kids are growing, or being able to go on vacation because you're restricted with vacations, and so on. So yeah, that's my goal. I've got a lot of dreams with this business, and I can't wait to get interviewed by my colleagues here. It's, as you can tell, this is not scripted. They're going to ask me questions that I'm not even prepared for, but that's what I love. It's organic, and yeah, we'll go from there.
That was amazing. Now that you said that, I feel like I want to embarrass you on a whole bunch of things.
Let's put him
I
on
want to
the
ask you.
spot.
I know. I want to
Yeah,
ask you
let's do
anything
it.
now. So
Let's
it's
do
really
it.
interesting. I'm
Let's do it.
joking. You're amazing. You're a rock star. And behind, yeah, backstage, you were saying that he's Superman, and you are. What you just told me. I love interviewing you because I always find out something new, or I love asking you questions because there's always something new. Like, thank you. Thank you for all you do. And thank you to all the healthcare workers. You guys are awesome. You guys are really awesome, especially during the pandemic. What everybody has done for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'll leave the floor to everyone. And you can join in, whoever wants to ask a question. If you want to ask something first, John, you can go ahead.
Hi, great to be here. Hi, Paulo.
Hi, Don.
So I actually have a lot of questions, but I'll just choose one.
Well, that's
Did you have any doubts or frustrations when you first started?
Yeah. I had many doubts, especially from day one. And being a nurse, and being a nurse who puts patients on clinical trials, because I I'm literally sitting there for hours as patients, going through like 20, 30, 40 pages of information about them going onto a brand new drug, or a new drug that's being tested on type of cancer, that I'm very like specific. I will ask a lot of questions. But it was the point where it became detrimental in a way that I was asking way too much, that I was already causing a lot of anxiety and fears of stuff that I just wasn't fully aware of. And then it reminded me back when I was nursing, like when I went to nursing school. And I bring this up when I'm, doing my coaching calls with people, and see that the reason why within our system we have step-by-step information is that a lot of us can't retain information very quickly. And so, like, to answer the question, yeah, I was very skeptic at the beginning, and I was very fearful. And so that's why I prompted me to ask a lot of questions. But I'm bringing this up because with my nursing education, it reminded me that if I knew everything that I had to do in nursing, that I was doing like after I graduated, if I knew that that's what I'd be doing in year one of nursing, I wouldn't have gotten into nursing. I would have been fearful. I would have been scared, but it was like sort of like a gradual skill set that you develop in a way. And that's what's this whole process of doing this whole business, because I had no marketing experience. I had no social media marketing experience. I have experience with doing personal stuff on social media, no problem at all. But doing the business side of it, I had no skill set. And that's what was fearful. And I guess the fearful of failure was the other thing, because you're going into something that a lot of people have a lot of people, like your friends, family, colleagues, have no idea. And right away, when you talk about the business, you hear people talk about, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, it's an MLM, you're going to get scammed, you're going to lose a lot of money. Or they'll laugh at you and be like, oh, it's crazy what you're doing, but good luck, kind of thing. And it gets discouraging over the years. But I've learned to develop a thick skin. And within our community, we have a lot of leaders who've been able to show that the potential is there. Like, I mean, we have people making 3, 4, 5 figures a month. And so seeing that happening, and seeing me personally being able to double my nursing salary in a month that would take me 2 months as a nurse to make, was like a reminder that we're sitting on gold. And so, yeah, it was fearful. It was scary, but you eventually grow out of it in a sense. I mean, I still get nervous in a way, like with trying new things, because with the online space, all of you know here that it changes on a daily basis. So it's yeah, I find it's a learning curve. It's a learning process. Like as I would say, every day that passes by, I'm learning something new. But yeah, very fearful, very scared at the beginning. But I mean, I'm happier now with where I'm at. I'm happier with what I built over the 5 years, because I don't think I would feel confident in a way if I was just in my nursing job, because um, even though that there's stability with the union, I find sometimes just the stress part of it was just too much, and I don't know how much my body could have handled any more stress, knowing that that's all I could be able to rely on money wise was that career. Whereas now with this business, I have an out in a way that I can focus on this business and have other additional revenues coming in. So
That's great. I think something that everybody needs to remember when they're starting anything new, including this online business, is that nobody starts off excellent. Everybody is so anxious to know everything.
yeah,
They don't give themselves the time to learn and to understand and to make mistakes and whatnot. Nobody starts off excellent.
yeah,
And you just have to be kind to yourself.
yeah,
So
yeah. And
thanks so
then
much, Paulo.
oh, you're welcome. And I love how you brought that out and just bring in asking questions too. Because we're built in a society that we're not taught to just ask questions, because if you ask questions, then people think you're stupid or you're not smart. But within our community, we tell people ask questions because we're not mind readers. That's the thing. I've got my own life. I got my business. I got my career. I got my personal life. And so when I have people who join the business and I'm mentoring them, I tell them up front that you need to reach out to me if there's questions, because like there's only so much time I can give to back to people, because I've got other things, other commitments too. So it's not a one-sided relationship. It's like both sides where you expect the same sort of responsibilities from your other new business colleague that's just joined as well.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Great question.
I just wanted to say, Dawn, I forgot you can introduce yourself. Since we're going around the table and we're just gonna, nobody knows who you are. So why don't you just introduce yourself for us real quick?
Okay, so yeah, my name is Dawn. I'm a Canadian. I live in Ireland with my husband and our 3 kids. My background is travel and tourism. I was a customer representative, and I have a small bit of a background in the corporate world as well. But it was once I got in the corporate world, I realized that it really wasn't for me. That I like to interact with people. I don't like to be caged up in an office. But I actually left the corporate world to be a stay-at-home mom with my 3 kids. And 4 years ago, I found this business, and it's been a journey, but I have enjoyed every single minute of it.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that question. I'm sure that question is asked by a lot of people, or thought by a lot of people, like the fear. And Paulo, you've been awesome since the start. Paulo in our community actually helps us with tips, and we're always like looking to Paulo, where he comes a lot on our masterminds, and he's very a big asset to our community. And want to thank you publicly, Paulo, for everything that you do for all of us, everybody here on this team. So thank you for your questions. You're answering those awesome questions.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, Jasmine, you want to ask Paulo some questions? Introduce yourself for us first, girl, and then you can ask Paulo some questions. How about we put you on spotlight as you're introducing yourself?
Hello, my name is Jasmine Rodriguez, and I recently joined the team with the online business. One day I was telling myself I have some free time. I work as a nanny, and my time got reduced. And I was thinking, what could I do with that free time besides taking care of my family, my household, and everything? And I even asked God. I said, "Show me the way. What can I do to bring in uh, some more income to my house? Help my husband." And then one day, I just know that God put this lady named Maria on my way, and she introduced me to this business. Um, it took me some time to get on board. I had my doubts. I had many questions. I wasn't sure. So I went in, I started, looking at the information that was there about the business. And one day I just told myself, I'm just going to step forward. I'm going to, see what is all this about, and just get the information. And that's how I got connected to you, Georgia. And you were so nice, and you're a very kind lady, and just explain everything. And you made me feel so comfortable. And well, here I am. Here I am. And I'm taking my time, like Paulo said. We need to take our time to, do not rush things, like get the information, get to know the program, and go step by step. Of course, also when, well, I'm a mom, I have kids, and there's, I still work, and there's a lot going on, but I try to always remind myself there's time. You got to make the time in order, to get this going. And well, I've been very blessed, and I'm so happy to have you as my family now. And well, I was just thinking now, what should I ask Paulo? You've been saying a lot already, but Paulo, do you see? I was telling myself, yeah, like I said, what should I ask Paulo? Um, you were saying a moment ago that you're thinking to retire from your nursing, career. Do you see yourself doing this till your later years? I mean, where do you see yourself? Let's say in 5, 10 years with this business.
Okay. That's a really, really good question. And I get this a lot too. And I love this question because people have to realize with this business, because it's linked to multiple streams of revenue, this is just a financial sort of bank so that you can start pursuing other things that have been on hold because of your career, because of working multiple part-time jobs and so on. And so I'm using the money that I make out of this to do multiple things. Like I want to do travel vlogging, and within that travel vlogging, I want to create an app that is tied in with the whole travel vlogging. I want to like what Georgia does. I want to create a foundation so I can give money to people who want to become entrepreneurs as well, and help my family, and put money towards my nieces and nephews' savings so that they have an education fund. But that education fund is not going to school. That's going to be them, where I'm going to teach them about entrepreneurship, how to start a business, and so on, because that's where the future is. Going to school is great, but I want them to be on hands-on to learn about business, learn about marketing, learn about financial literacy. That's the money I'm going to use towards them, so that they can create a better life for their family as well when they get older. And I also want to give that money to my mom. She's retired. She's living on pension. She's not able to travel very much. So I want to be able to help her travel and see her family in the Philippines, in Toronto, in the US, because she just stays in Calgary a lot. She doesn't move around very often. And I want to help give back to my mom. I also want to, don't laugh, but I also want to do DJing. So in the 90s, when I was growing up, I watched these two Filipino DJs scratching and DJing on vinyl. And I've always loved music. I'm that kind of person where I'm at a party, people are like, "Oh, Paulo, put on your playlist because you have the best music." And I want to do that in a way that I want to do that on the side. It's sort of like a side thing that's always been on my mind. And just little signs keep coming back every time. It's saying like, "Oh, you should do this, you should do this." And then other things is just invest in commercial and personal sort of housing and like have that as rental spaces. Like I want to buy places in all countries, like Europe, South America, Mexico, Canada, US. And I want, yeah, that's a part of investing I want to do, because that's where a lot of things will happen with you being able to create passive residual income. And I also want to invest in other things like in stocks and in artwork and all that. So there's a lot of things I want to do, and I want to be able to influence people who, I want to become a really good influencer on social media to show people that, like I said in the beginning, to show that there's a way out of the 9 to 5. And I want to build a platform where I get to interview, and I'm starting to do that, but interview people. Throughout my years, I've actually met some really great people who are connected to quite famous people that are really well off, but they've come through some struggles in their life. And I want to be able to talk and do like a vlogging sort of thing, but not about the business, but talking about how they overcame adversity, how they overcame health scares or health issues to get them to move forward, and not focus on the past, but focus on the future sort of thing. So there's tons of things I want to do. And I find every time the days go on, just other doors open. And I love that the whole creative side has come back again, that I was very creative in high school. I love to draw, I love to take photography, do pictures and all that. And this whole business is allowing me to become creative again. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, Paulo, that's wonderful. My goodness, you are a box of full surprises with everything you said. No, but it's good to see this other side of you. You know, I mean, I think we all have dreams, right? And we want to help people. That's wonderful. You know, listening to you, it's inspiring, right? I find it inspiring, and no, that's wonderful. And yes, you have answered my question, so I'll go back to you, Coach Georgia.
I love that. That is, I just want to comment real quick that this live, I'm going to make sure I save extra special and show you in 5 years from now how you accomplished all that, because you're that type of person that when you say something, you're going to make it happen.
It'll be like that video where Dave and
Roxanne
said, you know, remember that they did a video?
He didn't
You
see
weren't
it,
there.
but
Oh no, I wasn't there. No.
We'll show it to you, because we have a lot of video clips. It was our 6 and 7 figure mastermind.
It was so cool, because they did a video years ago before even going in the business, and now they showed the video and they talked to each other, and you see how it's amazing.
I'd like to share that really quick with you guys, if that's okay. I'll take 2 minutes. Dave and Roxanne are one of our most successful couples in our community. They're from the Philippines originally, and they tried 22 other businesses online, and they failed. All failed. They said one was actually good, they said, but the guy got sick and it tumbled, right?
Yeah.
There ain't no people getting sick in our community. There's tons and tons of people growing. It doesn't matter if the top person, you know, God forbid, was to pass away, or who originally started this community, you know, because we are all our own individual business owners.
Exactly.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So they made a video, and they said in the video that they literally was getting evicted from the home and everything. And they're like, but that's okay. That's okay. We're here to tell you. They had no clue what was going to go on. They didn't even start in this online community business. That's okay. We're entrepreneurs. We're here to tell you, I'm getting chills now, that it's okay. We took a chance. We're entrepreneurs. We wanted to work for ourselves, but we know by next year, this time, we're going to make $300,000. And they were so positive. They're smiling. They're getting evicted. They lost everything.
They were at the worst moment of their life almost.
You know how much I love them? They're such big inspirations. They're Christian, and they always talk about God. And boom, they hit their
that's where we're all going there.
And they started this business, and you're gonna see yourself, Paulo, and this is going to rock your world, because focus on one thing at a time. Once you set one thing up and you have it settled, then do the next, just like I do. You're gonna get there. God bless you. I think Mr. Vivancos, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello,
then,
I am.
You have a question, a very good question for.
My name is
Paulo.
Tino Vivancos Hernandez. I am originally from
France.
Kryptonian. Sorry, I am a Superman.
Italian?
Also. No, Kryptonian.
I thought he was Italian when I first met you.
Kryptonian, or I don't know what to say. Okay.
Okay.
I am Superman. Okay, and this is
Paulo
Wonder Woman.
Superman.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay, just go on.
So
exactly. Steph is saying Spanish, man.
I will, for example, I will start. My name is Tino Ivancos Hernandez, originally from Spain, born in Canada. I have been in this business for 9 months. I used to work in construction, guys. Used to. Now I'm here, 9 months, doing what I love to do. Play my trumpet. My nose is kind of stuffed. It's, how do you say it?
Allergies.
Allergy season. Anyhow, I had a question for.
I have to help him with English words.
I had a question for Mr. Paulo, and my question is: well, they say this business, you don't have to be Tex Abbey for this business. Now, this business works in such amazing way that you don't have to be a Tex Abbey. But my question is, how much change have you seen in yourself since before the business and after the business? You've been in this business for the amount of time that you've been there. Since the start of this business, did it change you? Did it make you more tech savvy? It made you more better. It made you more comfortable on talking on camera. How was it changed?
Your personal growth too.
Yeah, how was your personal growth with this business?
What is your personal?
So that's another good question for everyone who's watching live or who's been following me. Go back to day one on my business page. I mean, I'm over 5 years posting on my business page and doing lives and stuff, and you can see how much like growth of like just being comfortable in front of a camera, first of all, is what I've been able to start getting better at. And I've talked about this every so often, but I've have a big fear of stage fright. Like you guys are surprised. Like I can't, like, being Filipino background, I can't even sing karaoke in front of my family without sweating, and like my armpits are sweating, my shirt's sweating, because like I just get so embarrassed. So for me to do lives like now, and for me to host mastermind like a webinar, like the masterminds for within our community, and interview people who've reached their milestones within our community, I'm really like shocked with how far I've gone with being comfortable in front of the camera. So that's one of them. The other thing is personal growth. And so as you find a lot of people, especially the new sort of business owners that are on here who are starting, the personal growth you're going to see is going to change within, I would say, months. I would say 6 months to a year. You're going to see a lot of personal growth. And that's what I saw, where I was able to focus a lot more on myself. The thing is, we're so used to being told that you have to start looking out for other people, which I've done a lot with my career as a nurse, but I failed to look out for myself. And so I've been able to put myself first, number one, because without me being healthy and strong, I can't look after other people. So this within our community, we just don't talk about how to start a business. We talk about how to help yourself mentally, emotionally, and your well-being, so that you can do this business and have the ability to handle any stressful situations. And so I've been able to become stronger out of this, been able to just move forward. And I've talked to other people about this too, but back in when I was 33, I got diagnosed with a rare neuromuscular disorder. And so that really put me at my lowest in my life, of just thinking that was where I was going to be debilitated and bedridden for the rest of my life. And so I always use that as a benchmark of knowing that if I overcome this, then I can overcome anything. And so I use that same sort of mentality, the same mindset of being able to do this business. And yeah, the whole mindset part too is the other thing that changed. It's helped me create a better understanding of being an entrepreneur, a business person, taking risk, and also understanding more, creating better financial literacy and how to use money, how to invest money, and not just have money be in the bank when you can invest it in other things. So yeah, that's what I've been able to sort of achieve and learn about myself over the last 5 years of doing this business.
I mean, my question was also there because I wanted you to explain to everybody that this business makes you grow inside, makes you grow your surroundings, it makes you grow in your personal life, because you are once you enter this community, you are constantly learning in this business, and not just about the business. You're learning about life. You're learning to be comfortable. You're learning to do different things.
Yeah.
You're learning how to talk in front of people. So in a way, like for me, even when I started this business, I started real hard. I I used to work. It was like the environment and the place I used to work. And you get 15 minutes lunch. In a second, wet, and you don't really want to stop working, because when you stop working, you're in a wet suit and you're warm up already. So if you take those 15 minutes out, you're cold again. It's hard to get started again. Well, I used to use those 15-minute breaks and stuff to work in the business or on the way to the bus, or and in the end, this business has taught me so much, but also it has taught me to be more successful with the media, with online, right, with explaining to people. So yeah, it makes you grow, and I've seen the change in a lot of people. For example, we have a business partner named Esther. Esther at the beginning, she was very quiet. Esther Hernandez. She's coming on soon. I mean, but I've seen the growth in her from the point that Georgia started zooming with her and speaking to her, and then
she was like me, not tech savvy at all. She didn't know how to use her laptop properly and everything. And we gifted her with a laptop, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We gave her a laptop.
She didn't have a proper laptop. We gifted her with a laptop for Christmas, right? It was a surprise in our business community. Now she's a pro. She's helping my business partners.
She gets in, like, she hosts the lives. She's amazing, and that's because
and she has 4 kids, and she's busy.
Exactly.
Her husband works, and her husband goes to church, and is a big musician there. So they're a really busy family.
So this business it changes it, like it's seen. It changes you, it changes your perspective, and it changes the way you are. It makes you grow. And yeah, my question was that, because like for me also, I see growth in me. I see that I explain myself better. I tend to look for better words. Then I'm not nervous anymore. I mean, for me, I tell you the truth. I always love the camera. I would always be in front of the camera, center attention.
What I seen on his Paulo, on his social media, when we were just talking and getting to know each other, I seen all over his social media how much time and effort he puts into this. I'm like, you can make money from being on social media. Like, he just is on social media for nothing. And I see so many people, Paulo, and so many of my friends and family. It's like, I know that video took them like an hour to make. I'm like, what are they doing this for? Views? They could literally make a video and it'll take them 10 minutes, an ad video. And they don't even have to be on the video if they don't want. And they can make an ad for our product, for our business plan, and they can make thousands off of that ad. Thousands. And you could start at 18. Okay, you can work your way up, until you're 22 years old and literally have a fully secured future for you and your future family.
Yeah.
Okay. And, so this guy was a big social media guy, and,
Whitewater all the way.
He didn't have to do that, but thank you for your question.
Yeah.
And thank you for your answer, Paulo. God bless you. All right. Miss Daphne. How are you, Daphne? Let me unmute you if I can. Oh, there you go.
Hello, everyone. I'm fine, Georgia.
Nice
to be here.
Why don't you introduce yourself for us, and then I'll let you ask Paulo a few questions.
I'm Daphne Thornton, originally from Sierra Leone in West Africa. Some years back, my late husband and I decided to move here and make this beautiful land of Canada our home. I currently live in Alberta, and I have 4 children. So 2 years ago, my life changed when my late husband passed away. And at that time, I was so confused. I didn't know what to do, because we used to do everything together. I looked at my children and decided I have to do something else to bring additional income. So one day when I was watching at a YouTube video, I saw this beautiful single mom of 5 and was doing excellent in her business. I did not pay attention to the video. I said, this is not a good time for me to do another business. I'll find another job. So, but this ad kept coming up, and I saw other ads coming up with the same program of digital marketing. And I decided to fill out my information in the and then I watched the recorded workshop and decided to join in. And I don't regret it, as I am not only doing the business, I'm also learning. This business has very good training, and I quickly did my training, and now I'm enjoying the business. So now my question to you, Paulo, is how long did it take you to do your training?
So that's oh, sorry. Go.
Sorry. Although Tito had already asked you, because that was part of my question, as to how do you see yourself in future? How long do you think you'll continue in this business?
Okay. So I'll start with the second question first. So it's sort of similar to how I answered Jasmine about like I'll stay in this business forever. That's the thing. It's a business that I can pass down to family. At some point, I mean, yeah, at some point later on, like if I pass away or anything, I can pass this down to family members. I'll pass likely to my brother or his kids. So that's the beauty about this business. And I'll stay on it forever because this is a fuel within our community. We're just constantly adding other additional income streams. So when I started, it was just one. And then it was over the 5 years. Now we have over 5 income streams. And so there's going to be additional ones over the years that we're going to add on. So, and that's one thing you learn from multimillionaires and like billionaires is that in order to be financially ahead, you have to have multiple streams of revenue coming in, because if one doesn't work, then you have other finances coming in. So that, and hopefully that answers that second question. I missed that part of adding that in when Jasmine asked me that question. And then the first parts, can you remind me again the first question? I lost my train of thoughts.
How long did it take you to complete your training? Because we've got a wonderful training in this business.
So
for someone who is not tech savvy,
how long it takes?
I'm not tech savvy, and that was one of my scare to get into the business. So how long did it take you to do the training?
Yeah. So 5 years ago when I joined, our training, it was not as extensive to what the new business owners are on here as how it is now, because you guys can see that our training is a lot. Like it's to the point it can be a bit overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. But when I started, it took me about 2 weeks to get set up and do the training and so on. And I did this while I was still working full time. And the thing that I kick myself for not doing is that so I started in January 2017. I was so busy working and I kept making excuses that I didn't do my training until August. So that was a big gap of not doing my training. I was still kind of tied in. I was watching the masterminds. I was staying plugged in, but I was I felt intimidated with the training because it was difficult. And And so I can relate to people who aren't tech savvy, who have never started a business. So I can relate to you. Even though I can use social media on a personal level, I still was overwhelmed with it, and I kept coming with excuses and procrastinating. So that's why it took me until August to actually do the training. So it took me 2 weeks, and then after that was when I first put out my paid advertising. And so, whenever I do, like at some point when I do my story to the community, that's one of the things I want to tell people is don't wait too long. That period, I know I can't change the past, but that period where I just kind of sat still with the training, I could have gotten further ahead with my business. And so that's what I advise to people who are starting the business, is just do the training right away. Just do it bit by bit. I know it's overwhelming, but a lot of our training is like 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's not very long to do the training. And yes, sometimes you might have to watch the videos multiple times, which I have, because it doesn't stick with me. I forget things, and so I make little notes. But as you do the repetition of watching the videos, and as you ask questions, then the training sticks with you. And at some point, you're going to know where to find the information in training. You're not going to know exactly where it is, but you'll take time to look into it, search it, and find it, because our training is just constantly growing. Our tabs are growing. We've just got more, we just added TikTok, which is another great platform that you can advertise in, that they're adding additional information how to advertise on that platform. So yeah, it's just a constant growing training site. And all I can say is just take your time, but start right away. Don't wait.
Thank you. I asked the question because I was not in Facebook until I got to this business.
Yeah. And the one thing I want to talk to people about who are not on social media, and they're like, I don't want to be on social media and so on. You have to come in this business with a different mindset, that you're not doing to join Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all that for personal use. You're joining it for a business, and you're using it as a business platform. And people are afraid to share their personal life in it. I'm like, well, we're not telling you have to share 100% your personal life. You can be very selective. So if you don't want to show your kids, don't show your kids. If you don't want to show your spouse, don't show your spouse. Just show you, so that people can trust you. People can know that you're a real person, because there's so many things in online space that are scams that people are afraid of, that they're going to get scammed into. And so you want to build that trust. And the only way to build that trust is showing you as a person. But you have the ability, the control to show what you want to show the online space. And I'm very selective. If you go on my business pages for Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, like, it's very selective. I only show like my personal things. And over the years, like, it was little in the beginning, but over the years, it kind of grew and grew, because I just got comfortable and I knew what I wanted to share, what I didn't want to share. So yeah, that's another tip too, that at some point you really have to just look at it from a business perspective.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I gotta say something. The training, like, for you to get it done in 2 weeks, that's nothing. But in the beginning, I too, Paulo, was like, what did I get myself into? I don't even know how to work this computer. I had a really nice MacBook, right? But it was just all for show, like music or whatever, and I didn't know how to work it. And then when I started to overcome these little tasks, I was like, this is a piece of cake. And you know how Mike says, like on our mastermind stuff, it's like printing your own money. When I started to get checks, I started to add them into my account. I'm like, it's like printing your own money. We're making so much money from doing little ads. And I love the way you put that. You don't have to be on social media. Guys, you can just put your picture on your website. That's it. And the picture on your Facebook profile, not Facebook profile, sorry, Facebook business page, if you want to advertise on Facebook. We have about 10 or 11 social media platforms that we advise people, let alone you can do your own thing too, because it's your business. You can advertise wherever you want. So if you want to skip Facebook, if you want to skip YouTube, go ahead. Just do Google. There's Pinterest, there's TikTok, there is also, what is that?
Free stuff, like Craigslist, we've got Kijiji. There's so many other different platforms that our training is just sort of like the foundation, but because we're so big, we have a big community, people are exploring other avenues in advertising. And we encourage that for people, because then once that person finds a new platform and be like, oh my God, I'm getting really good what's that traction on this platform, then they help create the training, which then can get passed on to other people within our community. And that's what makes us very successful within this community, because of the ability to share our knowledge, share our skill set, share our what we've built within even our own career and profession. And so that's why I think we're the number one community, best community right now in the digital marketing space, because of the support.
In the whole nationwide, we're the most successful online business community. I know you would just see a few of us, but we're global.
Yeah.
And we're a specific team where me, Paulo, coaches our business partners, right? And we give them our selected extra tips besides our training that booms them to the top.
Yeah.
And sorry, Aaliyah said LinkedIn and Twitter. There's all these different ones. Did you want to mention something? Then we'll go to Aaliyah.
Well, yeah, I just want to say that the information that gets passed down is information. For example, Paulo's been in this business for about 5 years.
Yeah.
This information that he gets to give to other people it's information that's gold, because it took him 5 years to make that, to get that information. And like Georgia, for example, she didn't have a coach that is doing what she's doing.
My coach does, but my mentor wasn't.
Yeah.
My mentor wasn't plugged in.
But even
but yeah.
even as that, the coaches that there is around, none of the coaches leave themselves as proxies to our business partners. Let's say you guys
can
need,
use our ads.
You guys can all use our ads. The ads that are winning ads up there, take them and use them in your page.
I'm sure a lot of my business partners here today are using my ad. So if you're new and you're like, I don't know if I want to use that ad yet, I want to get better at it.
Yeah.
Then I will set you up with my ad, and I'll literally recreate it. I created a few ads for people yesterday on our mastermind, and they're using those ads, and they are the winning ads.
Yes,
right?
Guys, if you see a winning part from a person that's been in this business for longer than you, and this is progress. This is progress from her behalf, because not only she's doing the Zooms every day with her business partners, every day, one after the other. Okay, and she's helping them, but you guys get to use those ads that she creates, that we created, that are the winning ads.
There's free ads. There's paid ads, like Magic. Yesterday, all my business partners, listen, there's free ads that are booming. Magic has been getting tons of leads and converting into buyers from Kijiji. And I did a Zoom on it, and you'll see it in our chats and Flop. I did a Zoom on it. I'm like, where did you create this ad? Well, you did it. I'm like, did I? He's like, yeah, I just copied you. Because I'm telling him, give me that ad so I can send it to our business partner I was helping yesterday. I'm like, I'm helping her with her Kijiji ad. Can you send me the ad? He sent it to me. It's my training. I'm like, oh. It was so funny. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's your training. So I'm creating these winning ads for people. I'm not even paying attention, but we got the magic recipe. We got the magic key, right?
Exactly.
To succeed in the online world, whether you have ad budget or no ad budget.
It works, guys. It works. And yeah, there's a friend of mine. His name is Rodrigo Teja. And he's been wanting to come into this business for the past, 9 months, since I started. But he's not taking the step. He's not, My saying is, everybody that's waiting to do something, don't wait, because you only have time in this world. You only have time.
Can I comment on that? People think because Tito came together with me
that I am,
and I'm at the top, like it's a pyramid scheme or MLM. She's the top person and she only gets money. That is not true.
That's what everybody thinks.
So
that's
we don't
what
take a percentage like an MLM from people, and we don't ask people for like 20 grand and then the top person gets the 100 grand if they get 5 people to put. That's an ad pyramid scheme. Those are legal. So this is not. We have actual products and a business plan where you can become bigger than us in 6 months, year. You choose.
It's because
if you have more time than Paulo, than Dawn, than Aaliyah, than me, you will boom, you will skyrocket.
Yeah, we don't earn from each other. Like she makes a sale. I don't earn from that sale that she makes. No, where we earn is from affiliate marketing. From
So we get money from the companies. They pay us commissions, bonuses. They pay us incentives, which means monthly payments, no matter what. But I won't take much more time because this is coming to an hour, and Aaliyah and Stefan are going. So Aaliyah, my beautiful business partner, introduce yourself for us, and ask your question to Mr. Paulo.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me, Georgia and Paulo. My name is Alia Atif. I am originally from Pakistan, but I'm residing in Toronto with my family. I'm a mom of 3. But profession, I'm a teacher. Teaching is something that I really enjoy. But I was I was trying to get into the field as a permanent teacher, which is not happening. Doug Ford happened, and like everything got topsy-turvy. Well, that's a long story. To cut it short, I want to do something where I have a community, and I was looking around for a very long time, where I came across Georgia Williams talking to people, telling them that she's a single mom, she's doing so well, and then she talks so well that it made me look into her postings and like following her, and then I saw that she was actually a real person, and then I saw other people doing the same thing. One thing I would say, the system is working. That's why you are here, that's why I am here, and that's why all the other new business partners would be here. And Paulo, as he's a professional in a field where he has to deal with people, so am I. So I can kind of relate to him, because when you're working with people, it drains you mentally, physically, emotionally, because you're dealing with real people. They have real life problems. They're struggling. So my question is, actually, it's 2-part question. One is, when you get like not lazy, but as you said, procrastinate, because either you're overwhelmed, you are overworked, and you keep finding excuses, as you said that you do. What is one thing that you tell yourself that this is something that I need to tell myself to like get up and get going? And the second is, how do you set goals and then you make sure that you meet those goals?
Okay, 2 great questions.
Yeah,
2 great questions, Aaliyah. So the first one is, how do I get over procrastination? And so I did talk about it before. I remind myself, because when I was diagnosed with that neuromuscular disorder, I remind myself that if I'm able to get over that hump, or I mean, I won't go into detail, because like it was that was the lowest point in my life. Like being 33, diagnosed with a neuromuscular disorder and being bedridden, couldn't dress myself, was a big game changer. Like it scared me. I thought I couldn't do anything. I thought that was my new normal. But I was able to overcome that with great, I get Botox every 4 months in my neck. That's indefinite. And I do physio and massage therapy and all that, for the past 8 years. And so I always remind myself at that point, I'm like, if I was able to get over that, I was able to get over the idea that when I looked this disorder online, they said you don't hear about it very often because most people can't even leave their homes. And I said, I overcame that. I've been able to live a normal life now and get to that point. And I say, if I can't go over the training, like, because when I started YouTube a year ago, YouTube training was really overwhelming. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I want to go back to Facebook, because Facebook I'm so comfortable with. But YouTube, I was like, I need to get into that platform. And so I just kept telling myself, Paulo, you got over that health scare. You can get over, you can do this, you can do the training. It's there, it's step by step. So that's how I deal with procrastination. And also to that, I get myself to remind me of my whys. Why did I do this business? And so one of it is to gain financial freedom, to gain more time freedom, to help my family and friends. And the one thing I want to talk about is the time freedom, because as I mentioned at the very beginning, of all the different work I did over the years of being a nurse, because I was not tied down to one specific location to an employer, my seniority level for vacation time kept resetting. So being a nurse at this point, if I stayed at one hospital or one clinic, I probably would be at 7 to 8 weeks of vacation time. But I'm always at 3 weeks. And it was always so frustrating that I'm with other nurses who don't have as many years as me, who have more time off. We both have the same kind of stresses in our work industry, but they have more time off and I have very little. And so that was my reminder. I'm like, I need to keep going, keep moving forward. And then just, the whys. So that's the first part of the question. And then second one was, remind me again the second one. I'm sorry.
So how you set goals and you like meet them, like set a goal and meet it. Like this is spot on.
Yeah. So my phone is like my Bible in a way that I use my calendar quite often, where I will schedule in when I'm going to be posting things, when I'm going to be doing things for my business, when I'm going to be doing other things. And so I watched this really cool video by this guy named Matt Davila. So he's a really great influencer on YouTube. And he talked about this thing about being flexible. And I can't remember the term, but being flexible with your goals. So let's say, for example, in the video, he said, if you want to work out, but if you set a time at say 7 a.m. that you're going to work out, but then you get up late and then you're like, crap, I can't work out. And then you take that out of your whole schedule for the day, where he's like, you become flexible. So like, oh, if I can't work out at 7, then I can maybe move it down to 12 o'clock or 1 or 2 or 3 in the afternoon, or maybe the next day or so on. But that's how I use my goal setting as well. I have a vision board. I've been using it for the past 8 years now. Even before the business, I had a vision board. And so I put things there like, I will reach a certain rank at this date, or I will, conquer a certain YouTube thing by this date. But if I don't reach it, I don't give myself a hard time that I'm not reaching it. I remind myself I'm ahead of where I'm at now than I was 6 months ago or a year ago. So be easy on yourself and just adjust the date by maybe 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months. If I don't reach at that point, but then, don't be disappointed in myself. I'll just say like, over those last period, I've been able to accomplish a lot already. So that's how I manage my goals. I don't really have it concrete goals. I make those concrete goals be flexible according to how I'm able to learn. Because I mean, other than the business, there's other personal things that come into play as well too. So that plays a factor of like you being able to reach your goals. So yeah, it's just staying open-minded and staying positive. And you can have your downsides and be upset because you didn't reach your goal a certain day. Soak for a day, but then move forward. Because if you keep thinking that you're not going to achieve something, then you're going to just put it out there in the universe and you're not going to achieve it. So, but that's not the mindset I've created. My mindset's that, it's just a bit of a bump in the road, but I'm going to keep moving forward.
Thank you, Paulo. So what I would just like repeat what you said, like not repeat, but like concisely say it so that like what I understood is like, first of all, be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself time, give yourself space so that you can adjust your goals, but make sure you have goals. Like we say that wherever you are, at least don't go back.
Yeah.
If you can go 1 step forward, you go 1 step forward. If you can go 5 steps forward, you go 5 steps forward. Whatever you can, just keep doing it unless you get where you want to get.
Yeah.
Am I right? And
Correct.
On the other question, I would other answer, I have like a joke, if that's okay. I can share.
Yeah.
So you said like my whys, and if I can get over that down period, I can do anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. So think about whatever like the worst you were at, and then you overcame it. Then that means you can do anything. But there's this joke where a person says that keep the picture of your spouse in your wallet, and whenever you're feeling really down, take it out, look at it, and say that if I can deal with this person, I can deal with anything. So, thank you, Paulo. Well,
that's a great one, Aaliyah.
I love it. So me and Aaliyah have girl talk, and Theta will be right here, and we're like, we know guys are like that. She's like, my husband does the same thing. I'm like, I know. And he's trying to advise her how to be with her husband. I'm like, or what her husband's thinking. I'm like, oh no. But we're so much of a family that I love these little inside jokes, or how we joke around. But the thing is like, my advice for you, Aaliyah, I have, like, she knows that I have a lot of I have a few Pakistani friends, and one in particular, like, my children and her children are best friends. Like, I went all the way to Edmonton to see them. Like, I love them so much. And I see, maybe not all families are the same, but I noticed the nationality and their beliefs, and their Muslim and their faith. And they're so focused on taking care of their family, their kids' at schoolwork, they're succeeding. Like, they're very goal oriented. And if you take this business, or you take your goal and you do it the same way that you do your religion, your children, your schooling, whatever it is, your work, you're going to succeed above and beyond. The same. I see you, the way you act with your children. I see the way you are with everything. And if you just incorporate this business, and you are right now, I can see you are. But here's a little advice: if you continue to treat your business just like how you would set a time for prayer, or set a time aside for your work, or set a time for helping your children with schooling, believe me, my family is very similar. They are very business minded, and they love God, and they set aside time for all these things. But I watch my sisters have a hard time setting time for this business. And you know me, I'll help them set their ads up behind their back, which I did. And then they got checks and everything flowing in, to the point where they was changing addresses. They wasn't even prepared for the checks. They didn't even know where the checks are. Where's the checks? I'm like, well, you moved. You got to change your address now. Oh, I didn't get any checks. I don't know if this business is real. I'm like, you got like $7,000 worth of checks, guys. Change your address. Like, oh. So what I would like to say is, to everybody who's watching, take some time out, just the way Paulo said. And if it's not good at 7 a.m., if it's not good at 4 p.m., then do it at night, or take at least even a half an hour, even if it's a half an hour.
I wanted to say something.
Okay, sorry, go on.
So the other day we had a knock on our door, and it's these two persons from Pakistan. Hi, yes, sir. And guess what, guys? They knock on their door looking for Georgia.
Yeah,
looking for Georgia because of the business. When I start the business, knock on our door. Forget about ads. People are coming straight to our house to find out about this business. And it's crazy. I was like, you know what? That's pretty crazy, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty. And then we had a coaching call with them not long ago.
Oh my goodness,
And
they're amazing.
Amazing people. Just
super intelligent. I just want to say that. I was like, when I was talking with her husband, I was like, wow. So it's Farhiha and Sid. Farhiha and Sid, that's his nickname, Sid. And I was like,
yeah, they were very
super
intelligent people, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, now we need to sink this in, and then we'll ask the right questions and stuff.
The way what I see a lot of times, that I know people are gonna laugh at me, but I talk to these real educated people that I feel like I'm real stupid, and they were coming to me to make millions of dollars in this business or something, and I'm like, okay, what does that word mean?
I'm like, people
like the way their vocabulary is, or their dentist or their doctors, and I feel that the level they're at, and they're trying to make what we got. I'm like, they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on schooling, and we didn't do any schooling.
I dropped out of grade 9.
Yeah, I had 7th grade. Like, I was not qualified for this online business at all. I had no education, and I boomed to the top. I'm the CEO and president. And when people come to me with this education and how intelligent they are, and and their background, there's so many of them here today, and they're looking for me advice. I'm honored. I am very honored that they give me their trust, especially my sisters. My sisters are super successful. I look up to them. They've always been successful, and then they come to me to start this business. I'm honored. So thank you. Thank you for your question. Thank you, Paulo. Okay, I'm sorry, Paulo. We got some more people. I feel bad for keeping them. Let's make this quick. Stefan, God bless you, Stefan. How are you? Introduce yourself for us. And then I'll let you ask Paulo some questions.
Hello, I'm Stefan from Quebec, French Canadian. I work in water treatment, but I used to be a construction worker. And I have a few bad experience in internet businesses. And the question I have for you, Paulo, is about trust. When you work online, trust is a very critical thing. And my question is, what is the mindset that you developed in the last year or the last few years, the mindset or the daily habit that you developed to help you to increase trust in your ability and trust in your goal to succeed? So I repeat my question. What is the mindset that you have or the daily habit you have that help you to increase your trust? So
Okay, no, that's a really good question. So the mindset I've been able to create is, so I mentioned the last question. I have a vision board. I look at that vision board, and I do affirmations every morning as well. So I take time out of my day in the morning to do my affirmations and look at my vision board every morning. And in the evening, I also do my closing affirmations as well. So it's a repeat of what I said in the morning, but also I do it in the evening as well. So doing those, I find, has helped create my ability to keep that positive mindset. And you'll see a lot of you'll see a lot of multimillionaires and like people who are quite famous, like Gary Vaynerchuk, Mel Robbins, Gary Vee. They all do a lot of these affirmations as well and have a vision board also. And you see how successful they are as well. So I follow what successful people follow as well. And a lot of it is, when you just take a step back, it's just taking time out of the day to focus on what you want to accomplish in life. You may have a busy day, but I always find if you don't, especially in the morning, if you don't start your day off right on the right foot, and sometimes I'm guilty for this. I'll be on my phone in the morning and I'll start looking at social media stuff, and I have to stop myself and say, Paulo, stop, focus on yourself first, and then you can look at the other stuff. Look at the like social media stuff, look at your business, but do yourself, focus on you first. So that's what I do every day in the morning, and even on a daily basis. Like, I've read this book called The Magic, and it's a daily 28-day sort of thing where you're focusing on the positives, because we're so used to complaining on a daily basis of what's not working, whereas this book actually gets you to think about all the things that is working, all the positive things. And I've already done the book. I read the book twice, and I also do those things as well. The practices, I'll do like 1 or 2 or 3 practices a day as well in the morning. But even when I go out, I say 10 things that I'm grateful for. And I think if people start doing that, you're going to start seeing changes in the way you think and your mindset, and changing that sort of negative, sort of closed mindset into more of a positive, open mindset.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Stefan.
I love that. And I do the same, Paulo. I think that's why we get along so well. I told you, like, we're brother and sisters from, another life, because I wake up, I'll grab the phone. Obviously, I want to see all my successes. Obviously, I want to see my leads. I want to see my ads working, and I want to check on my team. But then I think I need to do my affirmations. And a lot of people, like, they come to this home and they say, do you get blinded by this beautiful, like, look at this? And sometimes I have to admit, I don't wake up right away and say, thank you. This is a crazy view. And these windows go across the whole house, like, yeah. And even to the front. We have, sorry, I'm just kidding you. We have windows going through the whole house like this. So you could see the scenery. And sometimes I get like, I'm so used to seeing it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I don't appreciate it, right? I'm guilty for that. And I say, stop, look outside, what you created, where you are, give thanks to God, kneel down. I do kneel down and pray, and I give God thanks, and I start thanking for the checks and my business partners getting tons of sales, and it works. I see my name in the buyer list. It works. Keep doing that, guys. I see it in red writing. It's red bold when we see our buyers announcements, and I start thanking my kids for their health, and I envision myself like bigger, healthier, and my kids are working out with me, and they're automatically getting up, and it works. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really works. Or I envision things even for Thito. Whatever I envision, and yet I take that time out to anybody who's watching, it works. I have something on here called My Life in 2025. It's my vision board on my phone. And guess what, guys? There is so many things. This kitchen, this view, the car that I have, the egg chairs. There's things in here that I just threw in here real quick because I liked it. Didn't even realize I accomplished it, and it's not 2025 yet. I still got a lot of time, and there's still a Ferrari in there, and there's still another. There's still a whole bunch of other things.
The Porsche is coming.
And for my foundation, and for all the amazing things that I have, and the strength and everything, and maybe the wedding.
The wedding is coming soon.
The way you said it, the wedding's coming soon. Why so serious? It's like, what's his name? Joker. Okay. All right. Esther Hernandez, my lovely business partner. How are you? Long time no see.
Hi, wonderful folks. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just got home. I just had a nice day out with the kids and enjoyed the day.
You look so beautiful. Introduce yourself for us, and then we're going to ask Paulo a question. The spotlight's on him. He's a healthcare worker, and he has literally tripled his income in 1 month in this, literally in this business. And he's still working, in his business. He's taking, little contracts here and there in his, in his career. But what would you want to ask him? And please introduce yourself for us first.
Well, for those that don't know me, I'm Esther. I'm Anthony and Esther. I'm part of Anthony and Esther. I'm a mom of 4 beautiful children. I live in Ontario, Canada. And I started this business about a year ago, so a year and a half. And, it has literally changed my life, seeing everybody that is in the community that helps you, and knowing only that I have a 5th grade education. I never knew that I could achieve so much that I have already achieved, and I have so much success that I have had. And, thanks to this online business that I've been able to achieve it. And here I am to just make a brighter future for my family and building the empire big, right? So that would be it for me.
Awesome. I love that. That's beautiful. So what would you like to ask Paulo? Paulo has answered so many questions for us. I feel bad just keeping him, but if you can ask him a question, you got a chance. Is there anything that would interest you in asking a very successful online business owner here in our online business community? If you'd like to ask him one question, what would it be?
Well, now that I have the chance, I'll take the chance to do so. For me, what would you say to people that are scared of starting the online space? How did you get started, overcoming your fear and getting actually out of your comfort zone?
So that's another good question. And I'm going to go back to my nursing career and with oncology clinical trials, because I spoke to many patients who've been diagnosed with gynecology cancers, colon cancers, rectal cancers, and they have very limited time. And every conversation I've had with them, they always said, I wish I had more time to see my daughter get married. I wish I had more time to see my grandkids grow old. I wish I had more time to go on vacations. And it's everything had a common theme, time. And so that's what sort of that hearing that on a repetitive basis was helped bring me down to a level that as a reminder that there is, like Cyril said, there's only limited time that we all have. We all have the same amount of time in a day, but how we spend it is all different. And so I've learned that working for somebody else, working for an employer for 8, 10, 12 hours isn't my cup of tea anymore, because I've seen how you are to them as just a number. I've worked, I've seen people who've worked in companies for 20 years and got laid off over the pandemic, and it's still going to happen, you guys, because automation is kicking in, and they're going to learn to, the companies are going to streamline a lot of jobs because they can see the automation can do the same thing. And so this is where I've learned sort of like, this is, the business is where I need to go, and this is what my future is going to be, and how I'm going to be able to secure a good future for myself and my family members and my friends. And and I want to show, like, a lot of my friends, I've gotten that excuse for a lot of friends, like I don't have the money or don't have the time to do it. But yeah, it gets kind of tough because you see them posting, like Georgia, like you see them posting every day on social media, and like, you can use that as a business. Or you see them spending money where they're going out all the time, going for dinners, like buying drinks, going to movies, where they can use that money to, help with the business. And so I really hope that, when I get to higher levels and see them, like my goal, like right now, is eventually leave Vancouver and live somewhere in South America or Mexico or Spain, because I'm learning Spanish and I want to continue becoming fluent in it. So I want to show people that I will be successful, and I want to help people become successful as well. And just building that trust with people. I know Stefan asked about trust myself, but also being trustful for other people who see me. And you can see on my business page, I do a lot more go lives. I post a lot more so that people can know about me, know who I am, where I come from, and that I'm very humble. I'm very helpful. I will help people out as much as I can, and yeah, just be there for people. So yeah, I kind of went off on the question, but yeah, that's, hopefully I answered that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I love that. And we should get Esther to teach us Spanish. She's more patient than Tito. And because I said we should get Esther to teach us Spanish. Esther, you teach me and Paulo Spanish. Because I notice Mexican, the way Mexicans speak Spanish, it's way easier than the Spanish people. It's way easier to say.
Yeah.
I grew up with Mexicans, right? In Chicago and in the States, that was the language, right? And I understand more of that. And then he says things a little differently. But I know I'm going off topic too. Okay. I do have a question for you. I know we've been here so long, but at least I got to ask something. And I'll introduce myself real quick. I'm Georgia Williams. I'm a president, CEO, and coach in this online business. I've been doing this business almost 4 years now. Oh, sorry. Oh, she muted herself. Okay, so, and I'm a mom of 5, and I live here in West Kelowna. We moved from Kamloops in February, and I'm originally from Toronto. I come from a very old school, skeptical background. None of my family believed in me. None of my family believed I could succeed in this business. They believed in who I was as a person, and they thought, what are you doing getting out of your business, your brick and mortar business? What's wrong with you? You were super successful. You made hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why are you doing, what's wrong with you? Everybody would come to me, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. I turned Christian. I want to do something else. And when they see me doing this, they was like, oh, she got gullible. She's good-hearted, because I'm known as the good-hearted one, the green one, the one that gets taken advantage of, the way they think. But that's not true, right? I like to give. I would like to live with my heart, right? But not on my sleeve. I got to be smart. But long story short, I boomed in this business. But what I would like to ask you, Paulo, is what is the quickest way for somebody, and I know this is not a get rich scheme, but this is exactly what I want to ask you. What is the quickest way, and I kind of know the answer, that someone will succeed really quick in this business? What could they do to say, make $5,000 a month in the first couple months, to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month in the first couple months? What could they do?
So first of all, do the training right away. Don't wait like I did. Second of all, step out of your comfort zone, because yeah, it's scary for sure, but it's, once you start doing videos, once you start being more present in your business, you'll start getting comfortable in it. Because it took me some time to be able to get to that point. But if you start right away, because I have business colleagues who are just starting, and they're doing stuff like this, what I'm doing, which took me years to get to. They're doing that within months of them starting. And I know they're going to be successful right away because they're already showing that they are present in the online space. And then thirdly is just creating a schedule. So put things in your calendar, honestly, because I know we're all busy. It's we forget things a lot. So I always put things in my schedule and say like, this is when I'm going to be doing my business, and get into habit of doing it and creating those habits, and making it fun in a way too. Because the moment you start getting stressful about it, you're going to kind of take a step back. So when you're like that, just take a break. Our training is it's pretty straightforward. There are some frustrations because sometimes the platform doesn't match what is showing on the video, but that's how the online space is. There's multiple versions of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and so on. So things don't match, but all the information is there. So just take a break, take a breather, and just keep encouraging yourself that, I'm going to do this tomorrow instead, when I take time off. So just be easy on yourself, and just come into it open with an open mindset and the ability to change. Because I know I've seen comments before where people like, oh, the whole positive mindset, that's all like blah blah sort of thing, but it does really change how you look at your business, how you look at life in general, and how you tackle risks, and how you tackle challenges. So yeah, those are 4 things I would tell people who are looking to start a business, or any sort of business that you want to pursue.
Real quick, in 4 words, what is those 4 things?
Oh, one of those is start right away, training, schedule your time, positive mindset, and then the 4th one was
Schedule.
oh, what was the 4th one? I did scheduling already.
Yeah,
Shoot. Yeah, sorry, I can't remember the 4th one.
Focus. But I really like that. Oh, the law of attraction.
Yeah, law of attraction I talked about a bit. Oh no, I didn't talk about, but yeah, that's part of law of attraction.
Yeah, because what I got from it is a lot of I just want to say thank you for being here for so long. We took so much time out of Paulo. Please, if anybody is interested in this business, head to Paulo. He's awesome. He's going to help you with everything. And I just want to say that we're all coaches. You can come to me. You can go to our websites.
Yep.
And if you see this on anybody's pages, go into our websites where our post is right now and add your name and your email. We'll send you our workshop. If you don't see their website on this post, message them privately and they'll send you the video to get started ASAP. Overall, I want to thank everybody for their time and effort into this beautiful interview. There's so many key points to what you said, and it's typical Paulo. He'll give us a lot of information with key points, and just keep on giving. I really, really thank you for this. And overall, guys, the key to success is from what I've seen, keep going, keep going, keep going. If you can overcome one thing, you can overcome another thing. If you can overcome that, we're here to be tested, trialed. If you don't believe in the Bible, the law of attraction, if you don't believe in the religion, just know the universe is here to grow you and teach you. And if you don't jump out of your comfort zone, you're going to live the whole life in regret. And you don't want to work for somebody for the rest of your life. Paulo is getting prepared to follow all of his dreams and succeed above. He is succeeding above and beyond, but he is slowly entering into the job free. And it's very evident that your success and this business has really helped you grow in all aspects of life, just like it has helped. And for those who are new, it's going to do the same for you. We're a community, we're a family. And even my business partner yesterday, she mentioned something to me that here, it's totally different. It's like we all have this mindset. She's like, I like that you're spiritual and that when you talk and you're positive. And notice all of us are like that. She's like, my friends don't talk like you. I don't deal with my friends anymore because they don't have big goals and they don't believe that we could do what we're doing, just in anything. So thank you, Paulo. Is there any last words you want to advise anyone where to go to get the workshop or anything?
Yeah, just like what Georgia said, like if you resonate with any of us, just go to their websites and register, put your name and email, and just follow your gut, do your due diligence, ask questions. Our informational webinar is free, everyone. It's 90 minutes. Yeah, it's 90 minutes. That's shorter than the movie, you guys. Netflix movies are now over almost 2 hours. So watch the information webinar and go from there, because this honestly can change your life. We're all sitting on a gold mine, and we just want to share this with people and show them that there is a way out of the 9-to-5 life. So yes, thank you for having me. Thank you for all of your questions and putting me on the hot seat, but I love it. I love answering random questions that I'm not prepared for, because it just gets me thinking and I just chat away. So
Yeah, and it made you go to a flashback to where you was and where you are
Exactly.
now.
Exactly.
So,
and where you're gonna be in 5 years.
Amen. So it just gives you more of a testimony. This is a testimony.
Yeah.
This is a true testimony. So thank you again, Paulo. Thank you,
No
everyone.
problem. Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you next time.
We love you.